What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report. Let's get to it. This is a recap of the Heaven Hollywood Experience show on Saturday nights. Last night we had an incredible live, went over a lot of truth, debunked a lot of lies, had a lot of jokes, so it was real good time. Thank everybody for joining me last night. But let's get to the recap on some stuff that we may not have got a chance to go over. So we talked about last night Normani. We talked about the Wild Side, the new video and record. I love the record. I think the record's incredible. I thought the video was even better. The whole visual aspect, the angles, the changes. We established from the beginning, yes, we think the record still would have been fire without the collabo. But the collabo having CardiB right now, who is the biggest female rap artist right now in the game, having her in there, you know you're going to get playlisting, you know you're going to get placements, you know, because CardiB's got 5 number ones, so Normani putting her on there was a good look. And we're going to see how it helps her, you know, on the placements and in the platforms and what have you. She's not the best female rapper. Let's be clear. She's not the best female rapper. She's not the queen of rap. NickiMinaj is the queen of rap. Nicki Minaj is the best female rapper. But right now, CardiB is got the Midas touch right now with most of her singles. Most, not all. So, Normani, one other thing. I had questions of why a R&B record would be the first record released when Normani comes from a pop group. So my only question was, if she comes from a pop group, why is her first single an R&B single? So I wanted that answer, and I got it. I asked around to one of my people, you know, over at her record label, and they let us know that her record label, RCA, feels so strong about this record. They feel as though this record can still have crossover appeal, right? Even if it is an R&B record, kind of like in the, you know, kind of like in the ways Janet Jackson, even though when she released R&B records, they were so strong and so influential that they crossed over. Remember, Michael Jackson's Thriller, not comparing this in no way to Michael Jackson, but we're saying records like Michael Jackson's Thriller. That was an R&B album. He became the king of pop because the records were so the records were so good, they were able to cross over. But when Michael Jackson made Thriller, he set out to make an R&B album. He set out to make a better version of his album Off the Wall. So that's what I got, you know, from a representative, you know, on the Normani team. They felt as though the record label feels as though this record is so strong, it's going to satisfy R&B listeners and it's going to cross over. So that's what they feel as far as that record goes. That remains to be seen. I think that, you know, hopefully this is her only R&B release. I want to look forward to Normani releasing pop records in the future. So we'll see. Moving on, we also talked about Nicki Minaj, queen of rap. People asked me what was in store for Nicki, and was Nicki working on a collaboration album with ArianaGrande? That is not true. You know, a lot of people, you know, or I don't know if it's a lot of people or whoever said that, that is not true. ArianaGrande and Nicki Minaj discussed that years ago and was more like, wouldn't it be great, you know, if one day we can do a collaboration album? And trust me, if that was true, that would be amazing. I would love for that to be true. But to be honest with you, it is not. Right now, ArianaGrande and Nicki Minaj, neither one of them have the time, you know, to be working on a collaboration album. Okay, so maybe after Ariana really fires Scooter, instead of play firing him like she does, now the Scooter's not with his wife. Scooter wants to come back around Ariana and try to continue those little rendezvous, but you didn't hear from me. Far as Drizzy Drake, Certified Lover Boy, is being played for executives. A few executives that I know have heard it, up to about 6 or 7 songs. And from what I'm hearing, it is fire. We also talked about something from the Whisper Report. The Whisper Report said that he was dragging someone on the album. Well, what I was speaking to someone, and they said he's actually not only just dragging one person. They said he could be dragging up to 3 females, on the album. Could be Rihanna, Malaya Michelle, and his ex, Nebby. That is from what a source told me, that he is dragging a few females on this album. So I am hoping that Drake is getting back on his BS. Being emotional, dropping names. I don't want him to not drop names and sub-tweet, and sub-diss and all this other stuff. All right? Now, of course, I don't want him to drag Rihanna. I think if he drags Rihanna, I don't think it'll come off great. It'll come off more bitter than if he's dragging the other 2 females. So, I hope he doesn't drag Rihanna. So I hope that report is a little off. Because, you know how I feel about Riri. So we also talked about that. But Certified Lover Boy is going to probably drop in August, from what I'm hearing. People ask me, is CardiB going to be on Certified Lover Boy? No, she is not. They do have records, as I reported to you a couple of years ago. They have records, but those records right now might be outdated. Unless they updated the records on the sneak tip, I can't see the records that they already have recorded being on Certified Lover Boy, because I don't think it's going to fit the theme. Now, they could update them and put one out on CardiB's project. That remains to be seen. What else did we talk about? Where the Normani record is going to place. We also talked about the Whole Lot of Money remix coming in at 16. I don't know exactly where it's going to end up on the Billboard Hot 100. I don't believe it'll go to number 1, because I just think that Nicki got on that remix too late. I think if she would have got on that remix a month ago, when it was right in its prime, I believe that record had a chance to go on to number 1. Because it's a big TikTok sensation. So I think she had a chance. If she would have got on it a month ago. We also discussed the Queen Radio thing that I heard about. Now, from what I hear, Nicki's trying to come back with Queen Radio, but not just be her show. Now, from what I heard, Nicki's trying to go kind of like the route of Shady 4-5. She's trying to turn Queen Radio into this big thing where other people also have their shows on Queen Radio. And she'll, of course, will get a huge bag from that, because people will benefit to having their show on Nicki's network. So she's trying to maneuver that, and that is what she was talking about when she made the comment, I'm going to be on a whole nother level of poppin'-ish. Once this goes through, or if this goes through, I'm going to be on a whole nother level of poppin'-ish, because that's what she's working on. She's working on her post-music career. Because Nicki Minaj knows and gets it now that the industry she's in, especially when you're dealing with, and I hate to say it, especially when you're dealing with black people as your main supporters. When she first came out with Pink Friday, it was kind of like half and half. I was at the summer jam that Nicki Minaj was supposed to go to, and she had a whole lot of white fans. But when that happened with Rosenberg, and he was saying, well, we ain't here to hear no starships, all them little white kids was like, I don't know who you talking to. Yes, we are here to see starships. So but once that went down with Hannah Montana, pretty much a lot of her white audience went the other way. So yeah, as far as that goes. Now, where was I? Lost my train of thought. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much what I'm hearing about Nick. She's going to try to, start up her, plan her post music, life, life after music. And that would consist of going the media route and probably after that the tech route. So remember I said that. Nicki will be, that's usually the step up. After media, when you go to media route, you get your own talk show, most of the time after you go the media route, after that's the tech route. So that's what I believe she will be doing, when it's all said and done. She wants to open up her own network. A lot of people came across and said, I heard that Joe Budden is involved. Now, that's very interesting that some of that has leaked out. Do they have a deal in place? No, I'm not going to say they have a deal in place. Have there been discussions? 100% accurate. 100% accurate. All right? She's also working on some things, possibly with 50 Cent. And, possibly maybe coming on one of his future shows as an executive producer and making an appearance. So 50 and hers, have been working, they're trying to, iron certain things out. So that's also another possibility. What else did we discuss? I don't know. Megan Thee Stallion. No, we didn't really discuss Megan Thee Stallion. Excuse me for my daughter sneezing. We didn't really discuss Megan Thee Stallion. Doja Cat. No, I just think Doja Cat's album was fire. And we also discussed flopping, what flopping is. And I just tell people, Megan Thee Stallion, if anyone is saying Megan Thee Stallion is flopping, please cut off their channel. Do not feed into that narrative. Jay-Z is a very smart businessman, right? At least you would think. You don't become a billionaire, allegedly, by being dumb. Jay-Z would not be putting all his eggs in the Megan Thee Stallion basket if she was flopping. He would have stopped it a long time ago. All right? The album just came up for certification for platinum. So good news, is a platinum album. Right? Megan Thee Stallion is getting ready to embark on a tour wherein, if you know anything about touring, you have to come up out of your pocket. So especially when you're new. When it's your first big tour or second big tour or what have you. Most of the time, you have to come up out your pocket for a lot of things. If Megan Thee Stallion was flopping, she would not be getting the support where she is almost paying close to nothing out of her pocket for her upcoming tour. All right? So no one's going to do that for an artist that's flopping. The problem is that we've run into is everybody thinks if your record doesn't go number one, it's a flop. People also have gotten in the habit of just looking at first week numbers. The record doesn't come out the first week and then get taken off of the shelves. There's a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth. And also people have fell into the trap of looking at, she only sold 10K real sales. Well, guess what? We're not just doing real sales anymore. We don't live in those times anymore. All right? If this was 1995 and she came out and only did 10K, yes, she flopped. Because in 1995, there were no streaming. There were no ads. There were no playlisting, counting. Everything was just pure sales. Going to the record store, buying records. So, yes, if this was 1995, absolutely, Megan would be flopping. This is not 1995. This is 2021. Her album is certified platinum. She's got movie deals out the wazoo. She's got people submitting for collaboration inquiries for her next project. And her singles are on the charts. They're not number 1, 2, 3, not number 10. They're not number 20. But they're on the top 40 charts. Her album, Good News, is still on the top 200. That's not flopping. People have to really realize what flopping is. Flopping is when you didn't make back the money that they spent on you. When you look at Megan, they're not spending a lot of money on Megan. People think that they're really not spending that much money on Megan. And she's recouping it. She's already recouped it. So, trust me, Jay-Z wouldn't be pushing Meg Thee Stallion if she was flopping. She got 3 Grammys. How's that a flop? And regardless of how we feel about Grammys, whether we feel it's real, this, that, and the other, that don't matter. Our opinion don't count when it comes to the bottom line. And the bottom line is money. If Megan Thee Stallion is making them money and doubling up what they spent on her, she didn't flop. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with your friends.